at. So we started by testing ourselves to draw a plant cell and an animal cell. And for the animal cell, so test yourself, draw an animal cell, needs to be 5 labels on it, needs to be drawn in pencil, labels need to have used a ruler for the lines, and then draw a plant cell but only label the structures that are just found in plant cells. So if you do that, stop the video, do that, and then test yourself against your diagrams, okay? And then you can upload what you've drawn, okay, and I'll have a look at it. So then we turn to page 4, and the last day we'd finished by labelling the plant cell. So we want to talk about the 3 structures that are found in plant cells but not found in animal cells. So we said there were the cell wall, the vacuole and the chloroplast. So the cell wall is made of a substance called cellulose, and it's there to keep the cell in shape. So we said that it provides support. The vacuole contains cell sap, lots of fluid, and it's usually full of fluid, and so that makes the cell rigid, relatively sturdy and hard, and that provides support for the plant. So if you think of a flower, the stem is just a whole big stack of these plant cells that have got a really full vacuole, and that provides support. If you forget to water your plants, if you don't add water to your flowers, they'll start to wilt. So that's what happens whenever they lose fluid from the vacuole. And then the chloroplasts, well, you should remember they contain the green pigment chlorophyll, and that traps light, which is important for photosynthesis because obviously we need the light energy to make the food. So if you pause the video and get this copied down. Okay. I want you to learn. Okay, so bacteria only are made of one cell. I'm going to ask some of you guys because you've been through this already, so you should be able to give me some answers. So what do bacterial cells not have that plant and animal cells both have? So Joshua, you maybe told us this first time.
Sorry, what was the question?
What do bacterial cells not have that animal cells and plant cells both have?
Nucleus.
A nucleus. Yep, so they don't have a nucleus with a nuclear membrane. They simply have a circular chromosome. Okay, and then they have little loops of DNA, which you'll learn about next year, that are called plasmids. Okay, Joanna, what's the blue stuff?
Cytoplasm.
Cytoplasm, so that's just the same as plant and animal cells. The yellowy orange thing, what's that?
The non-cellulose cell wall.
Yeah, so it's a cell wall, but it's not made of cellulose. Now, you don't need to learn that it's made of peptidoglycan until you do A level. So we just need to learn that it's not made of cellulose. So we write non-cellulose. And then inside it, we've got the cell membrane. So it's missing nucleus. It's missing, well, things that plant cells have. It's missing chloroplast, and it's missing the vacuole. Another thing that plant and animal cells both have that it's missing, they're tiny. Rachel? Mitochondria, yeah. So this is a relatively simpler cell. It doesn't have the nuclear membrane, it doesn't have any mitochondria, and it's got a different cell wall. So if we look at the table, so basically if you pause the video and then put ticks for things, so for example, an animal cell has a nucleus, plant cell has a nucleus, bacterial cell doesn't. So we just leave it blank. In fact, what we'll do, we'll put an X there, just to be on the safe side. All right? So pause the video and then fill this in. And then start the video and then you'll hear the answers. Okay, so where did I put my seating plan? So nuclear membrane, what do we put for that? Carly?
Animal cell and plant cell.
Yep, animal cell and plant cell. Put an X in the bacterial cell. Cytoplasm, Maya?
All of them.
All of them. Cell membrane, Brody?
All of them.
Yep, that's right. They all have a cell membrane. Cellulose cell wall. I've forgotten your name.
Hannah, just the plant cell.
Hannah, just the plant cell? Yep. So we'll put an X in the other two. Mitochondria, I've just been talking about that. So what do you think, Rebecca?
Just animal and plant cell.
Yep, just plant and animal cells. Vacuole, Sophia?
Just plant cell.
Correct, good. Chloroplasts, Rachel?
Plant cell.
Just the plant cell. And plasmids, Joshua?
Bacterial cell.
Just the bacterial cell. So check you've got that all filled in. Okay, now what we're going to do is turn to page 8. And we're going to look at onion cells under the microscope. So just take a minute or two to read through page 8 and then we'll get the microscopes out and we'll get started, okay? Talks about looking at onion cells. If you just sit down and look here, everybody has seen the plant cells, and we realise that you can't see all those kind of things you're supposed to see. You can't see chloroplasts and things like that. Now, why would an onion not have chloroplasts anyway?
What is that?
Where do you find an onion apart from Tesco or Sainsbury's?
Ground.
Underground. Why does it not have... Marcel?
Yes.
I'm talking to everyone.
Circles in there.
Marcel, I'm talking to everyone, so that means you stop. So, we don't see chloroplasts because they're not there, because the onion doesn't need it. It doesn't get any light, so there'd be no point in having chloroplasts because they're to absorb light. So I think we need to draw a diagram of what we saw now. All the cells were slightly different in shape, but we'll just draw one that I saw on the last slide that I looked at. So make sure you're drawing in pencil. So this is the cell wall. And the inner layer is the cell membrane. We saw a darkly stained nucleus. And I managed to see in some cells, I could actually see the vacuole, so we'll add that in. Okay, we need to put a title. So it's an onion epidermal cell. And we use the medium power objective lens, so that's times 100. Okay, we'll finish this bit off after, next week. I'll set homework. So I gave you out past paper questions last week, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yes, but we didn't actually do any. Sure we didn't? So for homework then, I want you to answer questions 1, 2, just A and B, 3 and 4. Okay, so that's your homework.